I'm Henry Monshine. I'm your Business and Management Librarian. In this segment, we're going to take a look to see how you can find current articles about a company using our Business Source Premier database. To get started, we'll go to the library page. If you're at the Cal Lutheran homepage, you can just go to Academics, scroll down to Pearson Library. Once you're at the library page, there are two ways you can access the database. You can go through our research guide, as we've done in earlier videos, and pick the business guide, go to the databases tab, and then you'll find a list of databases. Another way you can access our resources is going to the databases link. And we're going to use Business Source Premier. So we'll click on B, and here's the link for the database. It gives you a brief description of the content. There's also a link for user help, but we're going to click on View. The company we're going to research today is Verizon. So all we need to do, again, is enter the name of the company. But instead of running the search at this point, I'm going to go over to the drop-down menu and look for the field that says Company Entity. And this time, when we hit the search button, it's going to focus the search on articles about Verizon as a company rather than just a keyword. So as you can see, there's a number of articles that come up. Some are from newspapers, like Investors Business Daily. Some are from trade journals. Okay, so most of these articles are going to tell you about Verizon in terms of what's happening with the company. Now we might want to narrow this down a bit. Again, if you're researching information about data security or customer service, you could find some articles about Verizon and customer service, for example. In this case, we can just do some keyword searching. We could say customer service or customer satisfaction, perhaps. And this is going to narrow the search down. So we have 261 articles. And here's one, for example. Here's why Verizon dropped contracts for customers. This might be an interesting article. Take a quick look. You can mouse over to the magnifying glass. It opens an abstract. It'll give you a summary of the article. And if you like this article, this is one you might want to save. I'm going to take a quick detour at this point and show you how you can create an account. If you don't have an account with EBSCO, it's a great idea to create one, and I'll show you how to do that. We just go over to the Sign In button. If you don't have an account, click on Create a New Account and just fill in the fields. You might try your Cal Lutheran username, and if it's unique enough, it won't ask you to redo it. Then the hard part is actually creating a password, and you can see there's a password strength meter here, so you'll have to satisfy the requirements of this. Sometimes you might have to re-enter the password several times for it to work. But once you have your account, I'll show you how that works. I'm going to just sign in as myself. Once I've signed in, you'll see a folder, and I'm going to click on the folder, and these are all the different folders I've created on different topics. So I'm going to create one for Verizon, since that's going to be a new topic. So I clicked on New, call it Verizon, save it. And this folder will show up at the end. There it is. Okay. So now I can just click the back button and go back to my results. And the nice thing about having the account in the folder is every time I see an article I like, I can just drop it in the folder and not worry about it. So we looked at this one, and now I'm going to click on the folder and look for the one that I just created. One of the reasons I keep so many is to show you that these never go away unless you delete them. So they're very safe. They're stored in the cloud. You can set up folders for every class or every project you're working on, and once the project is done or the class is over, you can delete the folder and make, although there is no limit to how many folders you can set up. Okay, so we can continue scrolling through these articles, and as we find some that that look interesting to us, that are about customer service, then we can just add these. We can again look at the abstract, add them to the folder. Here's one, Verizon's #1 calling. That looks promising. I think I'll just add that and look at it later. And I'm just scrolling down to the folder I created. Remember other ways we can narrow this down. We can narrow it by date range. Let's just cut this off at 2010 and we'll get the last 5 years of articles. So now I have 49 articles. If I wanted to save these, there's a quick way to do it. I can go over to the share link, and it says results 1 through 10. If I click on that and then I identify the folder, you can simply drop 10 articles at a time into the folder and look at them later. That's the advantage of having this account. So I just save these. I can go to the next screen if I want, and maybe I'll just save the next 10 and get back to these at a later time. So I'm saving 11 through 20. Okay, so there's a lot of flexibility, a lot of things you can do once you have an account. We could try to limit these to scholarly, although we have a small set. I don't think, that's what I thought, only maybe 2 will show up as scholarly articles. Okay, one more feature I wanted to show you in terms of company research. There is a link called Company Profiles. So this will let you retrieve a company profile. Most of these are large publicly held companies, so I'm sure Verizon will be one of them. I'm going to type in the name of the company, and there it is, Verizon Communications. Let's look at the PDF. These reports are written by business analysts, and you can see this one it's a market line report. It will give you chapters or different sections of key information. One of the highlights of these reports would be the SWOT analysis that gives you the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And because these are written by business analysts, they give you their take on the company. And this is great information that just can't be found for free on the internet. And we subscribe to these databases, giving you access to these proprietary reports and articles, and there's so much here that just isn't available for free on the internet. And this is all reliable information, again, produced by other companies like MarketLine and various scholarly and popular sources as well. So just to recap, in this video, we just took a look to see how you can do some specific research on a company, and you can also narrow the search down to a specific topic about the company, like customer service, competition. You can add any keyword you'd like, and it will narrow the search for you. This is valuable, again, to augment the research you've done in maybe in previous searches or using other databases. This will get you more current information about Verizon or whatever company that you're researching. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.